See. Oh, there we are. What is up, internet land? This is Arc Xcala, and I always get this backwards. This is Old
Oh yeah, see,
Soju.
I
See,
messed up too.
you got it backwards too. It's not just me,
I did.
man. Dude, I always feel it feels weird because, like, we're out in internet land, but I'm wearing this mask. As it, whenever you do shows, you're always told to keep your face clean, don't touch your face, which I'm really bad about too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I feel like a cobra. The whole society is turned into cobra.
Dun dun dun.
Not Cobra Kai, like Cobra, like GI Joe, dude.
Dun 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 dun
Yes. Oh, see,
dun.
there are. We are trying to be safe. We don't have a lot of people in the shop right now, other than the normal gang that is typically here. So, what is new, Mister Soju?
So you can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Can you guys see my glasses fogging?
You know what? Okay. Really quick plug. These masks that we are still having made for Kyber Cave, there are so many advantages to this mask that I had no idea about. First off, my glasses don't fog up. I don't know what it is, but they, like, because of the way they rest on my face and my glasses going here, they don't fog up. And
Probably
second,
if I did the same thing, look. If I did this, I think. Okay. See now they're not fogging because
see, maybe it's just because of the size of it. I've just never had an issue because they come right underneath my eyeline. The other thing I really like about these is that there's so much pouchness in the front that, like, I've worn other masks that kind of like go tight to your face, and then, like, you end up getting like this wet spot right here because you're trying to talk and your mouth keeps opening and closing, and then you get little bits of fabric in your mouth or whatever. So this
yeah.
thing kind of like bows out so that I can talk freely without it getting all wet and gross. And then, of course, it glows in the dark, which is my favorite feature.
How's it going, Melissa?
Well, hello, Melissa. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey,
So, yeah,
look what I found.
what did? What is that? What is that?
Come on, man, you know what that is.
What
It's
is that
one
like?
of those. It's one of those Pokemans.
Oh man, I was gonna say Pokemon. You can see how cool I am not.
Okay, this is what I wanted to show you here. So this was a customer. His name is Tobias. He wanted some kind of inspired because he likes Lord of the Rings. So he's like, "Hey, can we get like a custom paint job on a saber?" And I was like, I think we could do something." And he showed me the thing. We thought we were gonna do a leather wrap, but we could not get the design. So we thought, let's paint this. And look how it turned out.
Ooh, that is gorgeous. I remember us showing that hilt when we were here, but I don't think we had the Ripper blade on there.
Mm.
That Ripper blade makes all the difference in the world.
Yep.
That is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, if you have any design that you want done, we can do that for you. If you want something custom made, a custom made paint job, even if you've got like a poster in your room, as long as you can get us the artwork, we can put that onto a hilt, or we can design something special and specific just for you, something that nobody else in the world will have. Well, until they see yours and then they try to copy it.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is usually the ways of the world. What else we got coming up? Oh, I am very excited about Tuesday nights now. You want to tell people about Tuesday nights?
No, you already started it. I'll let you.
Oh, man, we are doing Saber training on Tuesday night, Saber skills training. We haven't come up with an official name for it yet. Right? Yeah, really? I was going to say, do you have a hole there? oh, yeah, and I have mine. I have mine as well. Notice mine is the appropriate color, and his is the incorrect color.
Yeah.
I drink my iced coffee out of here, so I took the straw out. Not very convenient with the mask on. Tuesday nights. We're gonna call it 5 o'clock. They started at 4:30 last week, but we just started a brand new saber skills class, and really I should call it sword skills applied for sabering. We have a new instructor here. Her name is Michaela, the Guillotine, as I call her on Saturday nights. but she comes with a background in HEMA as well as a background in fencing. And she immediately has students right away. She's got 4 students right now. I think last class we had 4 students, including you, right, Flannel? Right. So yeah, we had 4 students. Although I will have to say that the kids lasted longer than the adult did in that session. Oh, smack talking. I guess that's not really fair because he can't be on camera to answer for himself. I can just talk all the smack I want.
Jump in there and get him.
Uh-oh.
I lasted very specific amount of time, so I learned a lot.
He did. And I want to say, Flannel, you actually put the mask up, though. You actually got to train a little bit a couple days ago and apply some of those skills, right?
Yes, I did.
How did it work for you? Did it make a difference at all?
It made a difference. Yeah, I feel like confident about fighting tomorrow in league and our tournament tomorrow.
Right. Oh yeah, tournament tomorrow too. So yeah, so you did come up with a new set of a couple of skills that you can try out.
Yes.
Excellent. And that's what it is. So Tuesday nights you come in, you work with teacher or instructor Michaela, learn a few skills. We are pairing that with our Thursday night activity, which is what are we calling it?
Endurance training. Yeah.
Endurance training. I always forget the names for all of our stuff. Endurance training is Thursday nights from 7 to 8, and then they do the heavy combat practice right after that, after you've done your endurance training. So you come in Tuesday, you learn a few skills, you come in Thursday to get the endurance training, and then Thursday right after you can practice some of those skills so that Saturday when you come for light armor combat, you are good to go. You are ready to go.
Yep. And then the league's gonna be what? Leagues start for light armor on Saturday at 2 p.m. 4 p.m. is our Dungeons and Dragons, and I think they're not going to do Star Wars this week. I think they're just doing regular Dungeons and Dragons this time.
Okay. Does it make a difference? Do they have to like remake characters and stuff like that? I assume it's I don't know that it. Well, I guess if you can do one, you can do the other. I guess it's just a little bit different rule books. It depends on your dungeon master. But I know that the first 2 weeks they started off with the Star Wars Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm open for everything. It doesn't have to be. That is, I think, one of the misconceptions about us at Kyber Cave. And it is 8:00, and I don't see our guests backstage yet. I'm a little bit concerned.
Yeah, no response.
Yeah, I did message, and I know that her cell phone is off right now. So, well, geez, I totally lost my train of thought. What was I just talking about?
Our guest.
Well, yeah. What was I talking about before?
Hey, look, I'm smiling through my mask. You see it?
I'm smiling too. You can only tell by the eyes, though. That's the only way you can tell that I'm actually smiling. So yeah, we were talking about Star Wars Dungeons and Dragons. That's what we were talking about. Okay, see, dude, that's my ADD, dude. I go off track, I come back on track. I'm like that Black Sheep song. If my train jumps off the track, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. All right. So we were talking about how some people come in here and they're like, "Oh, cool, this is a Star Wars store." This is not a Star Wars store. We are not affiliated. In fact, we have a sign on our door. We have stickers on our door. As soon as you walk in, the first thing you see, it says Kyber Cave is not affiliated with Disney Films or with Disney or Lucasfilms. So we are not. Xavier, what is going on? How you doing? Let's see. What does it say? It's 8. I thought you were on at the same time zone. No, we are in California, which makes me think that you're like somewhere in Colorado or something like that. Melissa said Cobra Kai. Yes, no, I feel like Cobra Commander wearing this thing, or like one of the Cobra officers. They all have the face shields on.
Yeah.
So, yes, we are not in a Disney affiliated store. When you come in here, you will see a whole bunch of pops and toys and action figures, Transformers all over the place. We like to keep it fun at Kyber Cave. So it's not just um, Star Wars stuff. Wow, Xavier. Oh wow, this format's coming up different. Oh wow, that's so cool. He is down here. He is down in San Diego, so we should be in exactly the same time zone. It is only 7, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yes.
So I wanted to show this to people right there. So, that's typically what most people see as a custom saber that people will get. They'll use the MSH parts and they'll build it, right?
Right.
And I still don't know if a lot of people know we can actually really customize these. So this is the exact same hilt except for the pommel. I guess it's not the exact same hilt, but it's the same concept. But see, completely
Yes.
changed.
The pummel was changed out, but yeah, go back and is it possible you can't have both of those pictures up at the same time? Can you?
No, I'm not that cool or techy.
So yeah, so let's start right here real quick. So when you come into the store, when you come into our section, we have the ritual build. Most all of our pieces start off their life in just blank silver like that. Every once in a while, you'll see a few specialty pieces that our artist Miss Crystal Cope has done, and we'll just have one-off little pieces in there. But those actually tend to usually go pretty quick. I think
But they're
usually with
all sold out right now.
yeah. So I think I see one specialty piece in there, maybe two, maybe an emitter and a hilt.
Oh, I do see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and the Spidey hilt's still here.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, I almost think we should move that Spidey hilt from the Smuggler's Den box into the regular cabinet. Because I don't know if people think that's like just art for them to look at. Soju, Flannel Ghost trying to hand you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So not only can you get like the wood grain design, this design right here is something that Miss Crystal has done special. Ooh.
You can see
Super
that
nice.
nice, beautiful epoxy coat on it.
Right. And that helps it from chipping right away. It helps keep that paint job applied. In fact, I have my curved hilt, and the only time I'm trying to get it off my hip here. The only time I've ever had issues was when I was when we had to do repairs. I have a little tiny oh, there it is. You can't even hardly see it, but I have a little tiny itty bitty chip right underneath the button. You see that little white dot right there? My OCD, by the way, that drives me absolutely nuts. But that is because we tried to take the button off and they got some glue on there, and I was trying to cut the glue off. So I actually, in order to get that epoxy to chip, I was using a knife to get that glue off, and the knife accidentally chipped some of that epoxy. So that is very, very long lasting. I am a little bit concerned about our guest tonight. Our guest is not on here.
There's still no message.
Hmm. Well, you know, we may
I
have.
think
Go
it's
ahead.
gonna be us. It's gonna be us tonight.
It may just be us. I'm really, really excited. Oh, by the way, before I go any further, before it gets too late, I want to do a shout out to Locke on the East Coast. He is up past bedtime watching Kyber Cave. Hello there. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. We just spent a lot of money here at Kyber Cave. We have bought a lot of products from different companies, and we're going to have a bunch of hilts in here. You know, as soon as they come in, we that our part is spending the money. That's what we do. Get them getting it to us. That's out of our control.
Is it bad that like one of the ones that I really ordered, I was like, this is one I want to keep?
That's the problem with working in a saber store. You see so many of these hilts, you're like, oh, I want that so bad. And like, you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to part with this thing when it actually gets here.
Yeah.
I am really excited because I know today, I saw the messages. I know you ordered a bunch of Yanqing sabers. And Yanqing is not a name that a lot of people in the saber community know. But I'm pretty sure that most of you have at some point bought their boards because they have. In fact, I would say of all the Chinese distributors, and we've had YDD in the past. LGT is a good partner with us. So we have had other sabers from China, but Yanqing is my favorite button setup. They are just so easy to use, and anybody that picks up that saber can learn how to do every feature on that saber in about 3 minutes. Everything's based off of vibration, vibratic feedback. Everything's, button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4, button 5. So easy to use. We also recently, I was talking with Kang Snow, and we have ordered. We're waiting for them to come in. Everything's waiting around here. We have ordered their special adapters and their 3/4 inch blades that they use for the light speed tournaments. So we are going to be trying to get light speed going in here. In fact, Greg Geary, who is our special projects employee here at Kyber Cave, he also runs the Heavy Combat League, and he is in charge. Him and Andrew Villaflor, I believe, is the last name. They have really been teaming up together to do the light speed stuff. So I am very excited about getting light speed going in here. It's a little different than what we're used to. Their rule sets are different, but it is definitely a lot of fun. If you go on their website, I think it's called Lightspeed International. You go on their website; they have tons of videos, and you can see everybody fighting together. You can see how professional they are. They have teams in different sections of the United States.
Cut himself off on the headset.
Oh, I did. Can you not hear me? So what do I need to do?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I think your mic unplugged or something.
Okay, let's see.
Hey, Victor, can you check him out over there? Unless it's me.
Hello, hello. Anybody in the audience? Can you guys hear me? Wait, aren't one of you guys watching on the phone? Hello.
Yeah, I can't hear you. Unless it's me.
Oh, wait, hello? Mic is muted. Mic.
Oh, you know what's funny? He said he hears us both, but we can't hear each other.
Oh, I can't hear you now.
Interesting.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay. I just can't hear. I can't hear you on my headset for some reason.
Your mic is muted right now.
Mine?
No, mine. Hold on. Okay, try. How about now? No, nothing.
No.
Bueller.
So
Bueller.
while they fix this, unless you guys can still hear Van.
Somebody let us know if you can hear me.
Can you guys?
What? You can hear both of us? Yeah. So I guess it's just you, man.
Xavier just said he can't hear you.
It's never mind. I can't hear. Oh, I hear you both. Never mind. I can't hear you. Hello, hello.
Okay, they said both. So you know what thing?
Okay,
a lot of people didn't want those 7/8 blades. I guess they can both hear us.
Okay.
Because these 7/8 blades, look how small they are, right?
Right.
What's up, Vader Kev?
Vader Kev.
So a lot of people don't want these 7/8 blades, but this is why I'm excited about these new sabers coming in. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start rocking one of these because a lot of people don't like. Look at the flex, like really good flex on this.
Right.
And people don't like them because they're like, oh, they're gonna break. So we ordered this different one. Same thing, 7/8, but dude, like,
yeah, right.
I'm gonna start rocking this as soon as those new sabers come out. I'm excited.
Right.
These blades are so nice, and they're really thick because, like, I don't know if you guys can see. Look how thick that is compared to this guy.
Right.
See how thin that is?
Right.
So
those the like the white one, that is what we typically get in when we buy and we call them our kids sabers, or our fight sabers. The reason why it's a special and different designation is you can see that the wall of that is much thinner compared to the wall on our standard blades. Says that's nice for a 7/8.
yeah. What's up, Robert?
Yeah. So because it is not quite as thick as the 1 inch, it gives you slightly more whip.
This, I'm pretty sure, is as thick as a 1 inch. Not like as round, but look at the thickness of this thing.
Right. Well, what I'm interested to test out, because I know that there was the when we went to LA, there was the gentleman with Lightspeed that was advocating for the 7/8 blades.
Yeah, you remember? He was saying the same thing. He was like, "This thing's just look, they're like the same thickness."
Right. Well, the white one is thinner.
No, the white one is our heavy grade thick wall.
Oh, that's a heavy grade thick wall. I thought that was
look, it's exact same.
Right.
So,
but apparently, from what I understand, and this is what we're testing out with those, is they are not quite as dangerous.
I don't know. I'm hitting this thing pretty hard. I'm just saying, as soon as I get the sabers in, I'm gonna get that saber I ordered for myself. And I'm gonna rock this thing right here. This one right here.
Right. Now I want to see. I'm interested. As soon as we get it off this broadcast, I want to see what saber you're.
Victor, Ezra, put this on that convention saber, and Ezra get a saber.
Oh yeah, we can do a live demo.
Yeah, let's see if these hit. So you have that convention saber, that gold one.
That yellow one that you were using for flow.
Yes. Because I'm telling you, I just felt that thing, and it feels like it will hold up.
Right. Hey, Soju, with your pad right there, are you able to turn around, or should I turn around for this demo? Oh yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. We can both do it.
Okay. Let's try.
Ooh. Oh, hey, Ezra, come move this chair real quick. All right. So we are doing a test. Wait a minute. That's the wrong blade, isn't it? Oh no, he's taking it out. Speaking of which, you may or may not be able to see, we have remodeled again. Seems like we're constantly remodeling at the Kyber Cave. Every other week we do a new setup. Ezra, why don't you go over here to like by where the people are on the wall, where me and Jason are. All right, now look back here. Can you see yourself? Are you centered? Because I can't see. All right, beautiful. All right, so Flannel Go right now is getting the 7/8 blade, and he is trying to get this 7/8 blade inside the what we call our convention hilts. They're called Yang Qing Purple Cyan. Is if you were to go to Yang Qing's website and try to find the saber, they are called Purple Cyan. Can you see yourself?
Just use your hand. Just use your hand for now. I just want to see how it holds up to that. All right. Huh? What do you mean? I could see you just fine right now. No, I just want to see. Come on, do some hits.
Watch fingers. We're just doing a stress test on these blades right now.
If this blade works out, think of how much lighter the lightsaber is going to be.
Well, my biggest thing that I'm excited about is safety.
Yeah.
From what I was told, these are still going to hurt. You're still going to leave a nice little bruise on your skin. But this 7/8 blade with the thicker wall is not quite as dangerous for if you get your fingers smacked at breaking your bones or something like that.
See, I'm already sold. I'm getting one as soon as Those sabers, I'm gonna rock one of those. Because on top of that, the saber's gonna be lighter than
Right.
all the other grades.
Right.
Yeah, look at that. That thing was gonna hit hard.
Yeah, I hit this thing hella hard. Or hecka hard.
Yeah, and see, that's rubbing alcohol, normal.
It's not even rubbing alcohol. It's
See,
rubbing off my finger.
I think I just started something here with those 7/8s. I'm just saying.
We might have to do a whole 7/8 league or something like that.
What's up, Kevin?
Oh, hey, Sith Cat is in the house. Oh, and there we go. Our
there's
guest.
V.
There
Hey,
we
V,
go.
jump on. I sent you the link.
You're only like 15 minutes late, V.
Yeah, only 15.
V is V. Oh, snaps! I got to turn this around the other way. I'm wrapping up my cords. Okay. All right. So as soon as I see her backstage, I will start doing an introduction for her.
What do you think about that blade, Bandit? It's so much lighter, huh?
Yeah,
Like I'm totally
howdy.
gonna use one of these.
like that much blows. Like I'm impressed.
Yeah, and this look at that solid.
Yeah. It's
I can't wait for my new saber. I mean, the store's new sabers to come in.
that you were going to quickly acquire.
Hey, I ordered doubles of them.
Your hands are still yeah. So yeah, I will be excited to see. Now I wonder if we're going to be able to fight with like a 7/8 versus kind of like they were doing. You know what I mean?
They were just doing it. They're hitting really hard too. I see just only benefits right now with this. It's lighter because on some of my hilts, that blade is so heavy.
Right.
It weighs down. Like this is like.
Right. I would be very interested to put those both on a scale and see what the.
I will test this tomorrow. I'm going to find a way to get this into a hilt, and I will test this tomorrow, and we will record it.
Okay. And then let's do a review on it next Saber Rattle. We'll do a review and see, what we think about the difference between the 7/8 heavy hilts or heavy blade versus the standard 1-inch heavy blade.
See, I just already feel like you're going to have so much more speed when you want to flick in for that tap. Yeah.
Right. Well, it'll be interesting to see. So really quickly, for those that are around this area.
Yay.
Let's see. Oh, she is there. Okay.
All right.
I'll finish out the sentence and I'll get my introduction going with V. But for people that are around this area, we have a very full roster now of activities. One of the things, even in these times of COVID, we have most of our activities, I would say 85% of everything that we do right now, is our free activities. We don't charge. The only thing that we're charging for is our skills, Saber skills class. Eventually, we're going to start charging for the endurance training, but even that is free right now. All of our battles on Saturdays are free. Even the league is free at the moment. Eventually, that will be a paying thing, kind of like a bowling league. But for the moment, that's free. Dungeons and Dragons, that's free. Our light armor combat, that's free. Plus, we provide the equipment and the sabers. Sunday, we have heavy combat training from noon to 2. That's free.
Oh,
right after that.
Right there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Me and Victor, we're looking for this like all day today.
And it's right next to you?
It's right here, literally on the desk. Did you put it there? Oh, he tricked me. See, I knew it was hidden.
So Sunday is noon to 2 is heavy endurance. 2 to 4 is sabak. We play sabak in here, and then
no.
What?
4 to 6.
Oh, 4 to 6. Sorry, 4 to 6 is sabak, and then 7 p.m. is heavy league. So lots of free stuff. Yeah, do a little screenshot. There is our schedule. What is Kevin? Kevin says something over there. Hey, Alex! Mexico is in the house. What is going on? We love you guys. All right. Our guest is backstage. I can start talking about our guest. I'm very, very excited. This person coming up now is one of the first people I met in the saber industry. I was introduced to her through somebody else. And she is okay. When we talk about Ripper Blades, you guys may know that Gary does a video almost every week. He's talking about something going on with Ripper Blades, new product that they're making, things that they're working on, ideas that they have. But you never get to see the behind the scenes. You never get to see who I consider really is the heart of Ripper Blades. Gary has the fun job, right? He gets to create the blades. He gets to sit in the garage all day, and okay, maybe it's not completely fun. It is work, but if you've ever called Ripper Blades, if you've ever sent an email, if you've ever had a Ripper Blade mailed to your house, as opposed to coming into Kyber Cave and just picking up one that day, you have talked to this woman. And this woman is absolutely fantastic. She's known all over the United States through the con circuit. Her and Gary go to different cons. They participate and do donations and a lot of charity work, as well as, you'll see them at TSL events, you see them at Lightspeed events. They're all over the place and they know everybody. So with no further ado, drum roll, please let me introduce Miss Veronica Ripper. What is up, Pete?
How are you? I'm so sorry. We had a little bit of a problem at Walmart. So I'm definitely not, at my best, but hey, I'm here.
Do you have a Karen video or something like that? Was somebody freaking out over wearing a mask or something?
No, yeah, right. I don't know if I should be myself or not, but yeah, I'm waiting on that one because
oh yeah.
I'm waiting on that one.
That too.
No, we had a little bit of a car issue, but that's okay. We'll be fine. Things will work out. They always do.
Right. Well, it's very interesting seeing this angle. Is this where you sit in Ripper Blades? We always see Gary in front of the outer space whenever we talk to Gary. Is this your area?
Yeah, my computer area. I'm in a little corner, but it works. It works.
Right. So how are you guys doing out there? You guys have had a crazy year. You guys have gone from Arizona. Rip had the personal issue with his mom passing. You guys are in Texas. You have a new grandbaby, right?
Yes, that's the reason why we are here in Texas. We were, I was in Havasu for almost 20 years. Mm-hmm. Rip moved to Lake Havasu about 5 years ago. That's when we started, everything. We started the whole company as a company instead of him just selling on Facebook or the forums, which was something he was doing for a very long time. So, my oldest son, he had a baby, and I just, we're blessed to be able to do this wherever we want.
Right.
As long as there's a post office, we're good. So we just moved here to help with the baby, and it's good. I'm not used to this weather. I think the dry heat in Arizona just, worked for me because this is just, my skin is just rebelling. It's not liking this at all. But you know what? Since we're on the subject, and everyone's gonna kind of know anyway.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
I think I know what's coming, but I want to see if it's what I think is coming. Go ahead.
We're moving back.
Are you moving back to Havasu?
No, we're actually going to be moving back to the Phoenix area, which is only 3 hours from Havasu. We're moving back with my son and his wife and the baby. So it's a whole family move. So, words are extremely, extremely powerful. And I always told Rip, I kind of want to live in different places.
Right.
So, the universe heard me. I mean, we've been here 6 months and we're going to pack up to go somewhere else. But hey, we just got to roll with the punches. Phoenix has a ton of people. I think Ripper Blades is going to do very well in that area. Now, I don't really like big cities. Like I said, I was in Havasu for 20 years, and that's a very small town. So we're going to be on the outskirts of Phoenix, but we'll be able to market in Phoenix. I mean, we're probably going to be for maybe half hour to an hour from the Phoenix area.
Are you going to be like in Mesa or Tempe or something like that?
No.
I used to live in Mesa.
Yeah, my son used to live in Mesa, and I'm sorry, and I love our customers in Mesa, but it's not my place. It's too busy, too loud, too much. So
Wow.
I'm thinking more like actually a little bit either towards Sedona, probably in the middle somewhere, or maybe on the outskirts of Phoenix, like maybe I don't know, Avondale, that area, Buckeye, which is closer to the out. Yeah, so it'll work. We'll see. Bottom line is we have to go look for a place, and we'll find what we need to find. We always do.
Right. Now, when you guys moved from Arizona to Texas, how did that affect, like, I'm sure it kind of backed up business for a little bit. I'm sure you had to get super busy getting the equipment in. Speaking of which, I want to talk to you about equipment because you and I have been talking about stuff, and I know I just shot you some money, so I'm hoping there's new equipment coming in your guys' life.
You put us over the top. And yes, and that's something else that we're going to announce on Sunday. I can't announce it yet.
Oh, see, I thought we were going to get an exclusive scoop here.
Fine. Okay, so we've been wanting to purchase this CNC to get this Dark Saber running, Dark Saber and Katana, NeoPixel Dark Saber and Katana run going, and we finally got it done today. So it looks like by August 1st we'll have it here. Rip will definitely get into detail on Sunday. We're getting closer to where we can start taking orders, so that's going to be really cool.
Wow.
And yeah, and there's other stuff, but we're going to slowly push, we're going to slowly tell you guys, because there's a lot of different changes going on. There's a lot of different things. We're going to be expanding.
Right.
We have, we're looking into, well, it's on the website, so it doesn't matter. We're looking into a hilt that we can have in stock, just because it's been for the last 5 years. And actually that's why we stopped going to cons. We stopped going to cons about 3 years ago. We needed hilts. I mean, people, you know what I mean? I mean, his blades are beautiful, but if you don't have a hilt, it's just, you can't light it. So we've gone through different phases of different things, tried different things. And the bottom line is we just have to come up with our own. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what's going on. And, the person that we're working with is extremely well known, and he's extremely well loved, and it's someone that his product is amazing to begin with, and so we wanted to make sure that it was something that we want to make it affordable, but we also want to, it has to be high quality. So you know what I mean? So and it's going to be it's going to be a good product. It's going to be a good product. So we're looking into that. When we have more details and when we can actually show you guys something, we will.
Okay.
Back to where you're saying about no cons, I was like giggling because I remember one of the first times I saw you guys dressed up was at the West Sacramento Intergalactic Expo.
Yeah, that was like
you guys were.
Yeah, that was like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years. That was probably one of the last ones we did.
Wow.
Yeah, that was probably one of the last ones we did. And then we've just been working, and it's, we've just been working after that, because like I said, there's really no point. I mean, half of the sales, half of the people that wanted the blade wouldn't buy it because I didn't have a hilt to give them.
Wow.
So once we do, and then of course this whole coronavirus thing, nobody could really do anything anyway. So hopefully when everything settles in, hopefully sometime next year. But you know what I really want to do, which is something that we are going to do no matter what. And I don't know if it's going to happen in a year or in 5 years. It doesn't matter. I want to take Ripper Blades on the road around the U.S. I want to meet our customers. I want to, you know what I mean? I want to go to different cities, and I don't care if we set up at the flea market on Sunday. I don't care. You know what I mean? Just so that our customers can come and see us, and we want to take a picture with them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I really want to do that. I've mapped it out and everything. I've had this map for 3 years. I look at it, and it's going to happen. I just don't know when.
Right. Well, I know when the con that Soju was just referencing, the IG con, that morning you had one of your fans. I want to say he was 10 or 11 at that time. That was Jacob. And I remember putting out an announcement in the morning that Kyber Cave was going to be at the IG con, and we were going to be hooking up with our friends at Ripper Blade. And this kid nagged his mom. He's like, "Oh my God, Gary's going to be in Sacramento. We got to go, Mom. We got to go, Mom." So they changed their plans for the day. and came out to IGCon just to meet you guys.
See, and that's what's really cool. I mean, people have no idea how much we appreciate it. I mean, I'm not as emotional as Rip is. He does. It's crazy. He gets emotional. You know, like sometimes we get really nice emails, and I think I'm going to start sharing them just because it really touches us, especially Rip. He'll start crying. I have to smile a little bit, like, dude, chill out.
Right.
You know? But I mean, there's people that are very appreciative and certain kind of people that we just, it's beautiful. I mean, that's what makes the 14 to 16 hour days bearable. The fact that, you know, some people really appreciate these works of art. Right.
And they are definitely works of art. I personally remember the first time I ever saw a Ripper Blade. I went to, now it was billed as the world's largest lightsaber battle. It was like 300 people in a park in Sacramento, but I was pretty new to the saber experience altogether. So when I saw, it was only a couple of people, but I saw a couple of people that had these very distinct blades on their sabers, and I was absolutely in awe. There really is nothing like a Ripper Blade out on the market anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's definitely an upgrade, you know, from a regular blade.
Right.
And so, I mean, if you think about it, some people are able to spend, you know, a large amount of money on this beautiful hilt, and then, you know, you kind of want to match it. It's like having a you know, like an $800 dress and you know, like flip flops.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to kind of go with it. So, and he's able to create things that match your hilt and you know, the colors you want and all kinds of stuff, you know.
And even on that example that Soju has up there, that blade he put on there, show him the hilt really quick, Soju, because I think this goes along to what she was talking about. So this was an R2-D2 inspired hilt, and of course found an appropriate Ripper Blade that would make that hilt really pop. So if you were just to have a white average blade on there, it's like what you're saying. It's like going to prom with the, you know, $800 dress and flip flops on.
Exactly. It just doesn't work. You know, it just doesn't work. And we've toned it down a little bit too, actually, because sometimes he gets involved, you know, he starts making a blade and, you know, and it's like, dude, they paid $100 for it. You're on the second day. Stop. You know what I mean? Right. But, so we simplified, and that's how we came up with Ripper clones. Right.
Well, I mean, Gary is an artist.
Exactly, it works. And now we have a specific, because he has the dark saber and the katana were the first two blades that, you know, what started Ripper Blades, and actually the same blade that you have but in a clear. Mm-hmm. So and he has now 5 versions of the dark saber, and because we're coming up with the NeoPixel thing, and it's become so popular, and one of our partners is launching his, you know, the Darkside V2 Kaizen saber, and so we decided to go ahead and go with this website, and we're actually going to eventually, not anytime soon, not this year likely, but the plans for that website are for next year is to incorporate more things for Mandalorians. So jetpacks and flight suits, just all anything and everything that has to do with you know, that a Mandalorian merc would need for his cosplay. We're gonna hopefully try to provide, and we're gonna. I mean, there's. So
you're expanding into Mando cosplay?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. And what we want to do is we can't do everything. You know what I mean? We can't do everything. So we're just gonna reach out to the best of the best and see if they'll hang out with us, and so we can offer their things on our site and kind of partner up that way, and that just doubles the marketing. It just works for everybody. It works for everybody.
I feel like Ripper Blades is kind of like that, almost like that open secret that everybody knows about, right? Like you can tell who's new in the saber community as opposed to people that have been around the saber community for a while, because a person who's new and they come in and see our Ripper Blades, they're like, oh my God, what is that? That's so cool. But people who have been around the community automatically know what Ripper Blades are. Why do you think that is? Why do you think you're kind of like this hidden gem, this kind of, I mean, you're like the open secret that people know about, but you're obviously two people. You're not all over the place. You don't have stores all over the place. You open your website, relatively recently compared to some of these bigger. Why do you think so many people know Ripper Blades?
Well, it was because he was there from the beginning, kind of like, when Alan from Vader's Vault started and used to, and mind you, these are stories that he's told me, but I mean, after talking to different people, it all blends in, you know what I mean? When everything started, he was there. You know what I mean? And he was he was Ripper sabers. So he used to make sabers probably back in maybe 2009, 2010. That's what he used to do. And then he had the idea of putting this acrylic, because he used to work at Taps Plastic, which is in the Bay Area. There's a few of them in the Bay Area. He used to work at Taps Plastic. So he got really familiar with plastics, and he was a Star Wars geek, and he used to make hilts. So one thing led to the other, and he pretty much stuck a piece of acrylic in a hilt and said, "Hey, it lights up. Let me make it pretty." And that's how it all started. And then he started getting so many more orders of blades than hilts that he started concentrating on the blades and kind of left the hilts alone. He would do one here and there, but he wanted to perfect it anyway. I mean, if you see a blade that he made 5 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago, you see a huge difference.
Right.
But with anything, practice makes perfect. And when you've done a couple thousand blades, you can kind of do it in your sleep. You know what I mean? And and if anything, you just make them better and better and better because you have nothing better to do than to make them better.
Right. Well, I find it amazing. Kyber Cave has been here now for 2 years, just over 2 years. And we have, I believe that was right around the time you started the Ripper Blade clones.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you were to see like some of and we have a couple of the old ones from 2 years ago. If you were to see a Ripper Blade clone from then compared to a Ripper Blade clone from now, I mean, they're not even the same blade. Because your blades, the lightning goes all the way up now, right?
Exactly. Like I said, the first batch, I guess, the first, couple of months, then he realizes, hey, this looks better. And then this looks better. And then this looks better. So the blade itself evolves. You know what I mean? And so, yes, now he puts electricity all the way up. He does something different with the beveling too. But I mean, and now and every time he makes them, he just makes them faster and faster. So he's able to spend more time with them too.
Right. Now, I want to ask you about UV because obviously, you and I have a relationship. I talk to you all the time and I know a little bit about it. But there was a point where Gary went from being just this guy online that made blades into becoming Ripper Blades. And I feel like when people talk about Ripper Blades, they always see Gary's, the front man, right? He's doing
a great job.
But I feel like you are the heart of Ripper Blade. If there was no V, there would be no Ripper Blade. It would just still be a guy in his garage. But I feel like you were able to elevate it to a whole different level.
Okay. And people that know me and have talked to me, they already know how I am. But bottom line is we've known each other since I was a freshman in high school.
Wow.
So he was a sophomore. I was a freshman. I came in from a different city. So I was a brand new, the brand new girl. And we just became friends. We became, I quickly put him in the friend zone. And so, we just became, good friends. And he's always had a very, very tender heart. He's always just been a really nice guy. And he's always been kind of like a blonde. He's always been like things like people may insult him and he didn't even realize it. But I'm like, what did you just say? Right. So I've always kind of looked out for him. And so it's kind of the same way here. Like now, he's such a talented man. I don't let him cut acrylic. What are you doing cutting acrylic? It's a dragon on a blade. anybody can cut acrylic. Not anybody can do what you do. And so I've taken on, if there's 10 steps to make a ripper blade, I've been able to cut it down to I take care of the first 3 steps. He does the artsy stuff, so I've taken the labor part out of it. So that he could, of course, so that he could make more and he would has more time to be who he is. Right. And then, then we have the shipping department. So that's another hat. The marketing department. But yeah, I mean, I was, when he moved to Lake House, he's talked about this before, so it doesn't matter. He went through a divorce, had a really hard time. This was in the Bay Area. This was probably summer of 2016. He was bummed out. He messaged me and he's like, I don't know what I should do. I should probably quit this. I'm not going to do anything anymore. And I'm going to tell my customers and everybody that I'm done. I'm just not going to do anything, because he was going through the stages of, what happens after divorce. Yeah. I told him, no, don't say you're done. Don't no. Tell them. And then I said this. Tell them you're backlogged. Just tell them they're going to have to chill out for a couple of months until you figure it out. Right. And so that's what he did. And what he figured out, what I told him is, because at the time I was the marketing director for a resort. My background is sales and marketing. Mm-hmm. So I was not happy with my job. I loved it, but I was just not happy. So everything kind of fit. I said, look, if you want, and I had a 3-bedroom house and I had a little condo, and my son and his friends lived in the house because I just didn't want to deal with them. Bottom line. And so a room became available. So I said, dude, because he was having a really hard time. So I said, dude, just come down to Havasu. You have nothing to lose. And then let's put this together. I cannot help you build this business if you're not here. And at the time at the resort, I was working, 12, 14-hour days. So there was no possible way I could help him. But it turned out to maybe like a month or two later, things didn't work out at work. And I said, okay, I'm done. And I said, I'm just going to go, instead of 14 hours at the resort, I'm going to go with 14 hours with Ripper Blades, and let's see where it goes. Wow. And so that's when we started the website, November 2016, and then the Etsy store. And then 2 years later, and it's funny, a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of people know what happened with Kyber Light. Right. But that actually birthed the Ripper clones, because my exact words were, if somebody else is going to steal your designs, how come I can't steal the designs? How about I steal our own, your own designs, and we a new website, and we make them this certain way, and we make them more affordable, because it was the only thing really that anybody. It wasn't a complaint, but it was like, wow, I can't afford $120. Because some people can't. Some people can't. But they can afford a $700 hilt. Don't get me started on all that. With that said, I have to buy him a Gary Ripper does not have a Vader ball, and that is what he wants. So by Christmas, I better get him a Vader's vault. That is like his own hilt is a Vader's vault. It is. It totally is. Right. So let me ask you that way, and then we just kept working, and I like to be all over the place, and and we work together, and he create. I mean, he started with 2 designs. Once I joined the team, and we blew this up. Now we have over 50, 60 different different blades. Right. And there's so much more to come. It's I mean, there's a list. He just doesn't have time to get to it yet. Right. So when you first started, I mean, obviously you weren't a married couple or anything. You were just friends. You were helping your buddy out. What would you say, looking back at Ripper Blades, what Ripper Blades was then compared to what Ripper Blades is now? What would you say, like because obviously you've grown, you've expanded, you have a much bigger client base, you have a lot more product. But could you back then see that there was potential here, or were you just helping out a buddy who had a dream? I guess both. I saw the potential. I saw the art. I saw that he needed help. I don't know that I saw myself. I thought I was just going to get him started. And this is what you do. It's so much better to have a website so you can get yourself organized. This is what you do. But it just ended that. I liked it. It was, again, sales and marketing, same thing.
Right.
But it just happened. There was really no plan. There really wasn't a plan. It just happened. Things,
right.
I will say this though. I've gone through, I've been married twice. I've gone through enough frogs. And I don't really normally throw religion or anything out there, but my God, okay.
Right.
I always asked, I don't know if it was my God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. I said, I need a good man. You need to bring me a good man. And you need to bring me a product, because I always knew, I didn't know it was going to be this, but since my background in sales and marketing, I always thought if I just had a good product, I can just go.
Right.
And here comes Rip with his blade. So it was like a double whammy. And and I think the customers, the VIPs, the joy that we see, like I said, we get some really cool emails. We get some nice videos. I don't normally share them. Some of our customers have shared them, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. It's extremely rewarding. Rewarding.
Right.
And just to see that that Rip is able to just be happy creating, and doing what he does best.
Right.
And honestly, till this day, he's still. I mean, I see blades every day. I have blades coming out of everywhere. Okay, there's blades there, there's blades there, everywhere. But sometimes I still do a double take, because he's still, he's just getting better and better and better.
Right. Well, this new Onyx line that you guys have had is just absolutely blowing up. Yeah. And hold on real quick. Soju, we're probably going to go about 5, maybe 10 over. We'll wrap this at a natural spot. The Onyx blades, like, this just seems like it just blew up out of nowhere. Now everybody wants this thing. Like, how did that? I mean, obviously, it seems to me, and I don't know, but it seems to me that the Mandalorian with the Darksaber was kind of like the initial, because I remember the first time I saw your Darksaber, and we don't have it anymore, but we had one of the, I don't know if it was the V2 Darksabers, but it was dark, but it's not anything like what you guys have now. Like, the ones you have now are like midnight.
Yeah, no, we went through, different types of acrylic to get, the first batch. Again, we just keep learning and making it better and better and better. It was a combination of different things. He always had the idea. And actually, when we went to Celebration, which was I think 2 years ago, we had all of the people from the Saber community that were, hanging out with us that weekend, or we were all kind of hanging out together. They signed this rapier, or this needle that he had made, which was the concept that he was thinking about. Because again, there's a lot of things that he wants to do, but we've talked about making canes for like 3 years now. I have people waiting for canes. We just haven't gotten around to it. But this was definitely, he did have a chance to make one, and he really liked it. And then after that, we just kept going with orders, and we didn't really get back to it. And then he tried it to make the Darksaber, the V3, and the acrylic we used the first time, there were some flaws in it that he couldn't really work with, and so we tried another material that didn't really work either. And then the third one, and that's the one you see. And we knew eventually we were going to be doing the NeoPixels,
right?
And so the NeoPixel the NeoPixel Darksaber and Katana. They're probably going to be our most expensive product as of yet.
Okay.
So we wanted. I mean, I have a hard time spending $300-400 on something. So if I spend $300-400 on something, it better be worth $300-400.
Right.
So we didn't really want to go through the learning curve of this huge product. So that's actually how the Black Onyx collection was birthed. We were like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how the NeoPixel is going to be. But we got to just, keep making them. So he's made probably about 4 or 5 dozen now, where he's got it down. So now when he does the same process with the NeoPixel, he already has the process down. There's no learning curve. There's no nothing. I still have about 2. I still have 2 blades that from the second batch that we're not. I don't want to sell them, so we just give them away. I'm sending Alan one today.
Alan Block?
Katana. I mean, they're beautiful blades. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're just not what we're doing now. So we're not gonna. You know what I mean? It's not what the material we use now.
Right. So I know with us, it's really kind of a mixture. We get a lot of people that like the flat acrylic blades. But one of the things that I think doesn't get discussed enough was what Soju was showing was your sparring blades. Yep. In here, people love them because we are more of a combat oriented place. We do the free battles and things like that. How have you... was he always doing the 2 blades and then the flat acrylics, or was that another evolutionary point with you guys?
Well, no, like I said, the first 3 blades were the dark saber, the katana, and then his interpretation of the unstable, which is just like the one you saw, but it's clear. There's no color to it.
Right.
So then, when we started expanding the product line, that's when we threw in the warrior. The warrior is one of our firsts. The ninja is another one of our firsts. And then I said, well, add some color to that one. So at least they have variations.
Right.
And then, the original unstable, the one that you just showed, it doesn't have any cellophane in it. And so he was messing around with this iridescent cellophane. He said, I actually, he got an idea from somebody from the Golden Gate Knights. I remember he mentioned that there was talk about, let's try this kind of cellophane in blades, but nobody ever really did anything. So he was messing around with it, and then he came up with a pearl. So the pearl was the second tube blade, I would say that we have, which is a Ripper Blades original. And then, of course, there's the variation of colors. So here we go. Now, instead of just having the one clear, now we have the one clear, and then you can get it in blue and in purple and in yellow and in green and in orange. And then the pearl, which you can get in them, so now that's how it just started expanding.
Right.
And then, he just comes up with stuff sometimes, like the Inferno, the cracked Inferno. People love that one because honestly, he comes up with blades when people complain about stuff, to be truthful. Like, complain, but like, for instance, a lot of people, they don't want to bang up their, even though for some reason, people think when they think of Ripper Blades, they think of a flat acrylic blade, which is what Ripper Blades is. Right. But they don't think that our 2 blades, just because they're pretty doesn't mean you can't fight with them. They are the same exact tubes that you get. We get our stuff from the custom saber shop. We get the same thick-walled, the same tips, everything. We get everything from the custom saber shop to do our tubes. And so people don't want to spend $110 on a blade and then bang it around. So we're like, okay. So that's how the cracked Inferno came about, because it's pretty on the bottom, but it's still basic on top. So you can mess with it and not really ruin the prettiness, which is on the bottom.
Right. Yeah. You have I know actually one of your basic sparring blades, which are so well priced. I want to say we sell them at like $60, $50-$60, somewhere in that range. Those are some of our most popular blades, and they're so gorgeous because it's like those iridescent cars where you look at it one way and you see the colors but if you shift angles, you see a whole different color spectrum. Those are some of the most popular. In fact, I think all of those sold out already.
Okay, well, we need to chat so I can get you more. I need to send you more. You know what I mean? Because that again, they're priced. I mean, we have them on the website, and I think someone said something that was not true on one of the, I don't remember even what page, but I had to make sure that they knew that it wasn't true. And I pretty much compared But it wasn't, they weren't even talking about our blade. I think they were talking about either Vader's Vault versus Ultra Sabers, but they were saying that one was overpriced and the other one. And so what I did is I took screenshots of the price of the exact same blade, and it was a thick-walled bullet tip, 36-incher, just, and Saber Forge, Vader's Vault, and Ultra Sabers, and I think those are the only three. They were all pretty much out by like $2 or $3. So
right.
It was like, no, man, it's honestly how you market stuff. Sometimes some places tend to deceive, because like for instance, they give you a price of an empty for the price of this hilt is $80.
Right.
And then you go look, and then it's like, but if you want the electronics, it's this.
Right.
And then you know what I mean? It's like, dude, I went here because I thought it was $80, and then I end up with the cost of a Vader's Vault.
Right.
Same thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So bottom line is we're pretty average priced on our basic stuff. We do have day blades are all the same price, but a lot of people think that they're not. But it's and they think they're not battle ready, but they're battle ready. But I do understand they are really pretty, and I wouldn't want to fight with them. You know what I mean?
Right. I actually myself, I have a Ripper blade that I do fight with, and then the Ripper blade that's just for show. So we actually use it as our demo when people come in and they want to see, what it looks lit up. There's just nothing more gorgeous than having a Ripper blade on there. Now I want to ask you, I think this is one of the misconceptions when we talk about Ripper blades at our store. I think a lot of times, and I think Gary and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but I wanted to get your perspective on this. I think a lot of times people think Ripper Blades is this big company with lots of employees and all kinds of machines, and you're in a big factory.
Nope.
Tell them the truth, V. What is it like over there at Ripper Blades?
It's me and Rip, and we have 2 cats and 2 dogs, and they don't do that. They pee. My old ass cat pees everywhere. She's like 30 years old, I swear. We don't really know how old she is, but she misses the pot every time.
Right.
But, I mean, what are we gonna do? No, that's it. I mean, we just work a lot. We work a lot. We're at a point, we're on our 5th year of an actual business, so I know that we're at a breaking point within the next year or so. We're going to have to get some help, and we're going to have to get some help. Just to expand it, and just to the waiting time. I don't want the waiting time to get, longer and longer. As of right now, it's 3 to 4 weeks. If I give myself that much room, usually it's 2 to 3 weeks. But then when we get behind, like for instance, when his mother passed away and we had to do we were gone for 3-4 weeks because we had to go back to the Bay Area twice. And so when we got back, it was like, holy moly, so we went to 5 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks. And I don't want that to happen, but we don't want to not grow.
Right.
So
Johnny says you're telling stories. He says he saw a cat sanding blades at Ripper Blades.
He's a dork. Look at Johnny. No, what is it? The Dos Equis guy? He reminds me of the Dos Equis guy. He's hilarious. Johnny's a good guy. I really like him. I mean, I've never met him, but we've been chatting for a couple of years. He's a good guy.
Right. Now, we are going to have to go here in a few minutes, but I did want to ask you 2 more questions. One of them is, actually, Johnny is a perfect segue into what I wanted to ask, but you guys seem to have relationships with lots of different companies. I know you were talking about Kaizen Sabers earlier. You were talking about having your own hilts. I know that you even Smuggler's Den, I think you were building a blade specifically to fit in was it a dark saber for Smuggler's Den?
Yeah. Well, he's working on different things. Actually, Ben, he's working on, I believe, some sort of a katana that him and Rip designed together with subas and everything. So that's definitely in the works. And And as soon as Rip has some time, he's going to be, weathering and doing all kinds of stuff with his for more cosplay, because we've definitely picked up a lot of cosplay customers, and that's the reason. And that's the reason we had to go into people that do cosplayers. They don't see the value in spending $300-400 on a hilt. That's just a fact, or at least that's what we've come across. So when they want to get a clone that's $70, but they don't want to go spend, they don't want to go buy a hilt for $200-300. So we are with Damien with LGT, and we have two models that are pretty basic. They're very, they're just, there's nothing to them. They're not canon or anything like that. They serve their purpose. They light the blades. They make them pretty. There's a bunch of colors. They have sound or no sound. So that's what we offer now, because like I said, a lot of cosplayers would want to buy our blades, and they're like, well, where do I get a hilt? I'm very weird about telling anybody where to go, because there's been a lot of different things in the Saber community, and I don't want to recommend someone. So the ones I do recommend are the OGs, the ones that have been there, the ones that are established, the ones, Vader's Vault is definitely one I go to, because I mean, I don't know if you've seen the stuff that Alan's putting out right now, but it's crazy. I mean, the man is a friggin' artist.
Right.
You can't really go wrong. There's nothing negative with Vader's Vault. So, but now we're carrying those hilts, and we're going to work on getting our own. So hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have them available.
Right. Excellent. I'm really excited about seeing some Ripper Blade hilts. The last thing I wanted to ask you guys was, what do you see now? I know you just the Onyx line is the new hot thing at Ripper Blades. That's what everybody's talking about. That's what I'm sure Rip is spending, 10 hours a day grinding out. What do you see for the future and the evolution of Ripper Blades? You talked about in a couple of years wanting to go on tour and meet people in the community.
Just to meet people, Well, we have a few collections that are coming up. The mirror blades have always been extremely popular when we do bring them out. So
love the mirror blades; those are my favorite.
But sometimes he makes them. You got to remember that, So I'm just like, okay, well, we're going to do this collection. We're going to do this collection. We're going to do this, and he's like, no, because some are more difficult than others. So we've considered that. There's going to be a red onyx collection. It's going to be I think it's going to be like it's going to be thrown out there maybe for big holidays, like May 4th and Black Friday are the only two actual sales that we have. So that's when we'll probably bring out some stuff that we'll have 3 dozen of, and that's it.
Wow.
He's actually what I'm doing now, because we get stuck in a rut, and we just week after week all we do is just orders and orders and orders and orders of stock blades. Right. He has a list of I have a few here. He has a list of blades that he's been wanting to do for years. And the only time he gets to do them is when somebody orders one, But like, for instance, the Thundercats blade.
Yeah.
He wants to do that. And the Doom's blade and a Sting. So there's blades that he really wants to do to be able to offer them. At least you can order them, and you may have to wait 2 to 3 months for it, but at least, you know what I mean?
Right.
So there's just a bunch that he wants to do. So now what I'm doing is at least once a week, I'm having him just do what he, something he wants to do, something that he's been wanting to do. And so you're going to see a lot of that. I'm really focusing on social media marketing, because I get stuck cutting acrylic and shipping and answering questions. And then I do it all over again. And then like 6 months later, we don't have any new product. Nothing's, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to really get more organized on this, even though it's going to obviously give us more work, which is where this other person needs to come in soon, hopefully by the end of the year, maybe. I mean, we have somebody in mind that is the perfect fit. We really like this guy. and he knows, he's a Star Wars fan. He's about 10 years younger than we are, so he's going to have, you know, a different kind of perspective on things because of the gap. You know what I mean? He's been doing hilts for a while now, and he's just a cool guy. So he may come, not be an employee really, because he has his own thing, but maybe come in to help Rip with new product, and then kind of like to together, you know, move forward.
Right. Excellent. Well, I am excited personally to see all of the stuff that you guys have going on. It blows my mind with just the two of you how much you guys are able to do. And actually, it's kind of funny because, like, you know, we push Ripper Blades at every con that we're at. We put your guys' poster up, but even now, like, I didn't realize the exclusivity of some of these blades. That you know, there may be 3 dozen in existence in the world. So you could possibly, I mean, I think your guys' tagline is, we don't just make blades, we make your blade.
Yeah, true.
But that really is true. And I do know that for people that don't know, you guys do work with a lot of individual people. Some people have their own vision of a blade that they want. So you truly can get something custom made from an incredible artist and a woman behind the scenes that is going to make sure that blade gets to you, you know, as quick as possible at the best price possible. So you guys really do amazing work. It's not just, you know, because I think a lot of times people come in here and they think it's like production line work. You know what I mean? No. You got 10 guys in a factory.
Yeah. No, every blade, and he said this before, every blade sits on his lap. Every blade, every Ripper blade. And that's why also we started having him initial every blade. We didn't do that in the past. So, like, I mean, people that have Ripper blades that don't have an initial on the bottom, those are OG Ripper blades. I mean, they're like way back.
Right.
And I mean, and we have plans to really make your blade. I mean, we just need a few more machines that will make it possible. Like we've like for custom builds, you know, people will send us a sketch of a blade they want sometime, and then they chat with him and he tells them how he has to modify it a little bit for lighting reasons and blah 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 blah. So eventually we are going to be able to offer that to where you know, send us a picture of what you want, and we make it for you, and that is your blade. It's not going to be a stock blade. It is your blade, like literally your blade.
That is incredible. I know I have a couple of customers that are ready for you to do that. They have their own and I hear it all the time being in the storefront because we keep your blades on the wall. But I always hear people go, well, could Gary do this? Could Gary do that? And I always tell them, well, just contact him. I'm sure he'll let you know, or V will let you know.
Let me tell you a little secret. I never say no. I don't care if he's making it or not. He's making it. And then I tell him, and then he'll look at me like, I can't do that. Yeah, you can. I'm gonna need it by 5:00. See ya. And guess what? At 4:45, he walks in here. He walks in here with the blade that I asked him for. He really pushes himself. Now it may be out of fear, but
right.
But you know, he pushes himself and it works. I mean, I think I know how talented he is, and I know what he can do. I don't know that he knows what he can do yet. Right. And like I've always told him, I've seen his sculpting. I think, you know, sometimes when we're in our 80s, we may look back and Ripper blades, acrylic blades may only be the beginning. I mean, murals and his sculpting skills are amazing. Right. He just hasn't had the time to really build on it, you know. When we do have the time, when we do have some help, like, you know, where somebody can just take care of the labor, really, you know, like the cutting the acrylic and making the stems and little things that don't require any kind of artistic ability, really. He's definitely going to be going back to school, like to art school, to make his talent even better.
Right.
So there's a lot of different things that are going to happen.
Rip is like the pretty girl at prom that doesn't know she's pretty.
Yeah, exactly. No, sometimes it's like, I swear, sometimes like, and I don't know, this is I'm assuming some children are watching, but you know, so I'm not going to say it. But yeah, he's whoosh, you know, that's what makes him who he is.
Right. So, and we're gonna get ready and close out. But where can people find Ripper Blades? I know you have websites, your Facebook, you got Etsy. Well, how do people contact you if they want to get more information, or they want to get something designed by you guys?
Okay, so of course, Ripper Blades. You can email me at ripperv at yahoo.com. You can go, we have a website, ripperblades.net, which is our main website. We have a ripperclones.com, which is mostly clones and more cosplay stuff, which we got to add on. Mm-hmm. Then we have, so all of these have all my contact information. So they could just, honestly, just get a hold of me. There's our Facebook pages. We have 2 Etsy stores. One is Ripper Blades, one is Ripper Clones. So there's several ways. I mean, I'm really trying to work our social media. We do have a Twitter, we do have a Reddit, we do have 2 Instagrams, one for Ripper Blades, one for Ripper Clones. Mm-hmm. So we're really all over the place. All you got to do is just open up your phone and we're there. Right. I'm really bad with my phone. I will so say that. I'm really bad with the phone because usually I'm in here or there or everywhere, and I'm not that kind of person that carries their phone around.
Right.
Half of the time it's not charged, to be really truthful with you. But emails, Facebook, anywhere really, you'll get a hold of me, and eventually I will get to my messages. I try to at least make sure, like 4 days don't go by. But right. In order for us to keep production going, sometimes I have to help him in the shop for 3 days. So right. I don't answer anything because it just takes away from what we're really trying to do. Like, for instance, the Black Onyx collection, it requires a lot more because they have to, there's 3 pieces of acrylic that are being put together. So it definitely requires more steps to even get started.
Right. So, I know whenever I get responses from you online, it's usually at like 3 a.m, 4 a.m.
Yep. When I'm done working and I'm like, man, I haven't answered questions in like 4 or 5 days. So I just drink some coffee and here I am at 3 a.m, answering questions. I know that eventually we're going to get some help and we'll see what happens. And it's going to just be bigger and better. And, we're just very blessed. You know what I mean? We're just very blessed. This community is an amazing community, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right. Dude, Johnny is a nut. He said, I once placed an order with the guy at the bodega around the corner. Yeah, you can find V everywhere. V is in all places. She's omnipotent. She's in all places at once.
Seriously. Well, I mean, that's how you have to be, And I enjoy what I do. I mean, it's long hours and it's kind of crazy, but I do enjoy it. I enjoy talking to my customers. We've been blessed to be all over the place. I mean, his father passed away. Rip's father passed away a very, very long time ago. And he would be so proud. He would be so proud to know that his last name is plastered all over the place. I mean, and I'll be very truthful with you, and it's going to make me sound stupid, but I've shipped to countries I didn't even know existed. Do you know what reunion is? Exactly. So we get there somehow. I mean, I know how somehow. I will post on a country. I don't even know the language, but I'm like, hey, they like lightsabers, so I'm going to go ahead and post.
Right. Well, V, I very much appreciate you coming on. I think a lot of times people, they get these beautiful blades in the mail, but they don't realize that all the work that goes into it. And every week they always see Gary out there on camera. And, Gary definitely loves, the camera loves Gary. Oh, yeah. But I honestly feel like if it wasn't for V, there would be no Ripper. You are the blade in Ripper Blade.
Well, yeah, I mean, we work on I pull the orders out and I put them, how a short order cook,
Right.
You know,
Put
the
it
way
up on the thing and spin it around.
we have a board, and he has all these orders, and he just, he picks up 4 and he does them, and he brings them, and he picks up 4 and he does them, and he brings them, and he does 4 by 4, and we get by,
Right. Well, you guys are doing a fantastic job. I'm super excited to see the future of Ripper Blades. This Onyx line is just absolutely incredible. People are talking about it all over the place, and especially it seems like the future of everything is NeoPixel. Everything's moving to NeoPixel. So
exactly, and so the new website is ripperbladesdarksaber.com. We're actually taking signups for the Dark Saber and Katana run. Mm-hmm. And if you have a black onyx blade, whatever blade you may have, the NeoPixel is going to be exactly that one. It's the same build. The only difference, so it's not thicker, it's not bigger, it's no nothing. It's the same exact blade, except it has NeoPixels inside. And we're going to open it up to the to most of the blades in the Black Onyx collection will eventually be available in NeoPixel.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, that's the way everything is going. Yeah. Thank you so much. I know you guys are hard to work, so I'm going to let you get back to what you're doing. This was your little coffee break. Now you get back to Blades.
I know.
Thank you so much for being. Yeah,
I got to show you this. This is what he's working on right now.
Ooh.
He's gonna actually go live, maybe, because no joke, we're gonna start work again, probably till 3 or 4 in the morning, and he's gonna be working on this custom. So he may go live a little later, or maybe tomorrow, to work on this one. But this one's gonna be really cool. He's been working on off and on all week long.
Wow, I'm excited.
Eventually, that's where Ripper Blades is gonna go, where it's gonna be more customs.
Right. Well, I'm excited to see all of it. You guys do beautiful work every single time. We are excited to be Ripper Blades partners, and everywhere we go, we're always bringing our posters and showing off the Ripper Blades. So we're trying to spread the Ripper Blade love.
We so appreciate you. You've been really cool, and we just appreciate you. I mean, I know that Rip doesn't have too much time to really hang out or be with anyone because it's all about work at this point in our lives. But it was really nice when we went over and we stayed with you for a couple of days, and I wasn't feeling very well, so he did the guy thing, and you guys stayed up for till 3, 4 in the morning. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I know he really enjoyed that. So he really does enjoy your company, and that's awesome to see, because it's hard to connect with people sometimes,
Right. Well, I'm going to let it go after this. For me, it was personally fun because I talk to you all the time, and I feel like you're my sister from another mister. You know what I mean? So to get to hang out with Gary and hear all the old stories and find out that Gary's just as cool. He's not just this talented artist dude. He's also an actually really cool dude. That was fantastic. We absolutely love you guys here.
And he's very cool, so it's cool. It's really cool.
Very cool.
I'll keep talking if you let me. So
yeah, you know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. This is how you and I do, right?
Exactly. So thank you so much. And I know that, I hate being in front of the camera, but it is what it is, and I have to get over it.
Well, more of these interviews, and you'll be right there. You did a fantastic job, V. Thank you so much for your time. Of course, give Rip our love from Kyber Cave, and we will be waiting for the new. You said Sunday you have a new video coming out, right?
Yes, I think what we're gonna do is he's gonna go live for sure every Sunday at 6 p.m. Mostly to give updates on the Dark Saber and Katana run until we start the run. But then there's just so many little things like for instance, he needs to do a live feed on how to wash how to clean your Ripper Blades. A lot of people, there's a lot of questions that are consistently asked, and so we're trying to get to those. Just honestly, more for me, because if I have a video and somebody asks me the same question, I just send them the video and I don't have to type for 8 hours,
Right.
Look at this. See, he's right here.
He reminds me of a cat just getting in the way of the camera.
So every Sunday at 6 p.m. Texas time, Now, when we're back in Arizona, I'll say Arizona time.
Right.
And then we're just gonna, get things going, or maybe even, talk about our partners, or talk about whatever's is going on. We are expanding the DIY collection too, and we're going to be offering it beveled, because so we're going to have upgrades on that too, because we've noticed that a lot of people that buy the DIY, because I get these questions, a lot of people that buy the DIY kits, they're more artists than they are interested in the build itself. So we're going to offer it already beveled and with a stem on it, so an artist doesn't have to worry about any kind of anything. You just peel the paper off and start drawing or doing whatever you're going to do, paint it, do whatever.
Right.
We're working on that too.
Beautiful. All exciting things. V Ripper, thank you so much. V Ripper of Ripper Blades. Make sure you check them out. You can literally find them anywhere. Just put Ripper Blades in your Google machine, and all kinds of ways will come to contact them.
Yep. And you guys are going to see a whole bunch of really cool stuff coming up in the next couple months. We're going to work really hard to bring about a bunch of stuff.
Right. I'm interested to see how that hilt turns out. That's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like I said, the person that's doing it with Rip is I mean, he is amazing. So
right.
I mean,
Damien's all over the place. I love that guy.
Damien's cool too. I really like Damien. He's going to go on sometime, isn't he?
Yeah. We do have an interview coming up with Damien. I don't know exactly when. He's in China, so we're going to have to, we got a little bit of coordinating to do, but we definitely are going to have Damien on here as well. He's been,
he's nice.
Yeah, and he's grown up really quick and really, I love that guy. We'll talk about Damien when it's Damien's time.
Okay, I gotta go.
See, this is how Veronica and I do when we get there. This is why you can't put us in the same room. All right, I love you guys. We will talk to you soon, and hopefully you will have a guest for us next week, and we'll have Rip doing the interviews again.
Yes. I'm working on it right now.
All right,
later.
We will talk to you soon. And good night, Rip, and good night, cat that pees everywhere.
Okay. See ya. Look at Johnny. He's still there. Like that. Like, look. Okay, bye, guys.
Bye-bye. All right. Guys, we're really sorry for that. We ran late, obviously, tonight. But tonight was a very fun show. And if you put V and I in a room together on a conversation, that's exactly what's going to happen. Me and V are like, I swear we must have known each other in past lives, because well, you know what? I don't know of anybody that doesn't get along with V. So, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Next week, we will have Gary Ripper back with an interview. I'm not quite sure who that's going to be, but we will have that back, and we have more shows and more interviews to come. What's up, Dawn, out there? I want to say what's up to Dawn and Johnny. You guys have been tuning in. Dawn is with Dark Side Sabers, and Johnny Collado is with Dark Wolf Sabers. A lot of dark stuff around here. It's a very dark kind of night. All right, Kyber Cave family, my name is Xcala. Oldsoju, I think, fell asleep over there in the corner. I don't even know if he's still awake anymore. But we will see you next week. Take care.